Let's talk about the vestibular system. This presentation is divided into 4 parts. What exactly is a vestibular system? How a child will behave when the system isn't working properly? The system in occupational therapy. Hint, it involves a variety of swings. And lastly, suggestions on how you, as a behavior therapist, can safely use some tips and tricks to get the most out of your session. Recall that as humans, we have the 5 senses, which are sight, sound, taste, smell, and touch. But we also use 2 more systems, called the proprioceptive and vestibular system, to fully understand and successfully navigate the world around us. The vestibular system serves as a contributor to our sense of movement and gravity. It helps us understand the position of our head and body, which way is up, and where we're going. It helps us with balance, navigating the environment around us, and maintaining a stable visual image, which means being able to sustain a clear image with our eyes, even when we're jumping up and down or when we use our eyes to scan for something. So how is our body able to detect motion and balance? Our sense of balance and movement comes from fluid located in our inner ear. This structure detects the position of our head and body and any changes in the direction and rate of movement. It then sends this information to our central nervous system, which relays to our other senses any adjustments that need to be made in order to maintain balance, a clear vision, adequate muscle tone, coordination, and a sense of security to the floor. And since this system is helping us with all of this, it's also contributing to our body image, coordination of our right and left sides of our body, eye-hand coordination, and motor planning, which ultimately affects our concentration, emotional stability, self-esteem, and academic learning ability. If any of the steps involved within the vestibular system are interrupted or faulty, it may lead to inefficient balance and equilibrium reactions, which may affect a child's success in performing activities such as riding a bike. In addition, difficulties with poor coordination of our right and left sides of our body may make activities such as cutting with scissors or buttoning a shirt especially challenging. Eye coordination may also be affected and ultimately affect success in handwriting or reading skills. Children with vestibular issues may seem clumsy or uncoordinated, may slump or slouch, have attention difficulties, or be unable to sit at a table for long periods of time. Sensory difficulties, which commonly include the vestibular system, is pretty common in kids. About 5% of typically developing kindergartners have sensory issues. However, difficulties with sensory are far more common in children with autism, and prevalence ranges from 40 to 90%. Now, each child with vestibular issues is unique. The child may be over-responsive to the system and may constantly have an insecure relationship to gravity, avoid movement, and move slowly and carefully, since movement is often associated with discomfort, avoidance, distractibility, and anxiety. In contrast, a child who is under-responsive may rock, spin, jump, or move around all the time. By doing this, they are able to pay better attention and maintain their balance. Children with vestibular issues benefit greatly from occupational therapy, since OTs have been the leading professionals in evaluating and treating sensory difficulties. OT intervention involves engaging children in activities that are designed to improve function and lay the proper foundations of the vestibular system. This way, even when they are done with their OT session, their vestibular system will be more prepared to react to all kinds of movements they experience and be able to pay better attention, hold an upright posture with the various movement they encounter during play or feeding, and ultimately be able to participate more fully and successfully in everyday activities. OTs use a variety of swings to do this and choose a specific swing for its specific movement and are trained to carefully decide what speed, orientation, and activity they engage the child in. OTs also use specific sensory strategies to support the child's performance in an immediate situation. And these are strategies that you, as a behavior therapist, can use to immediately support the child's participation. If the child is appearing lazy or having a hard time attending, practice these activities to alert the child. Swing the child in a fast pace with sudden starts and stops. Talk with the OT on site for proper safety and handling techniques to bounce the child up and down on a therapy ball. You can also have the child jump on a trampoline or slide down a slide. If the child is in an overly excited state, you may want to provide these calm techniques, such as slow swinging with a consistent pattern paired with a calming song or counting song, squeezing them with a pillow or having them crash on a pillow pit. Have them do animal walks or yoga poses, or have them push or pull heavy objects such as big blocks or chairs. As therapists, we are using these techniques to either have the roller coaster effect, where we wake up the child, or the rocking chair effect, where we soothe and calm the child to better participate in activities. When addressing the vestibular system, remember that 15 minutes of vestibular input can have a 6 to 8 hour impact on the brain and on the child's self-regulation. Kinda how we may feel when we're rocking even hours after stepping off a boat. It's our vestibular system still trying to comprehend movement. And lastly, when having a child on the swing, make sure they are actively engaging in an activity. This could include having them do a puzzle or kicking a ball. So here's the deal. Spinning can be a very important and powerful technique, but it must be controlled, monitored, and understood, or it will likely backfire on a client without you even knowing it. And you won't even know it because the meltdown that the child has over a sound being too loud may be due to the brain still processing the vestibular input they have received hours earlier. I hope this presentation was useful to your daily practice, and if you have any more questions, make sure to talk to your OT on site.